the 12th generation of the Toyota Corolla. The United Kingdom passed 2 of the previous generations of this model, which in Europe were sold as a sedan. This time, Toyota decided to return to the Corolla name in 3 body versions: sedan, touring sports, and hatchback. Each of these versions are different. Today, I will check you through the most popular variant, which is the hatchback. Special thanks to Vantage Toyota Scarborough for letting me borrow another car to test. Hello from Auto Star Test and welcome to my review of the all-new Toyota Corolla. As a Toyota fan and Corolla fan in particular, I was very keen to review this car. As they say, as you eat, your appetite grows, and over the past years I forgot that the Corolla is a compact size and I felt like something more. The first impressions of this car are very pleasant. The Corolla has the best front back seats I have ever sat in. Support at the shoulder height is simply brilliant. The first thing we pay attention to while driving is a very well-designed hybrid drive. It is really ingenious. If I did not know what kind of drive I had to deal with, I would say it was a 1.6 or 1.8 ordinary petrol engine combined with an automatic transmission. The 4th generation of the Toyota hybrid drive, after subsequent modifications in this model, works sensationally. I really like the silhouette of the car. The front is similar to the Prius Plug in a certain way. While looking at the car from the side, you can find a similarity to the 1st generation Toyota Auris. The back is the perfect composition of shapes and any embosses. If someone covers the manufacturer's logo, I would say that it is one of the new Alfa Romeo models. The silhouette looks fantastic, at least for me. Now, let's get back to driving for a moment. The car runs extremely light with precise steering, and it has amazing power steering, which every driver will appreciate when parking this car. Toyota is available with a 1.8 and 2.0 hybrid engine. I received this first, and honestly, the power of the 122 horsepower is enough for everyday driving. But I do miss the power during the acceleration from 30 to 80 miles an hour. As you can see, over 14 seconds is a bit too long. As I mentioned earlier, during the ride, we do not receive typical sounds from the ECVT transmission. But at higher speeds, listen to the air noise from the rear of the car body, and more precisely from the wheel arches. They would be better quieter, then it would be perfect. Let's take a look at the vehicle's interior. I will start with the clocks that have been very nicely designed. On the left, we have a rev counter of stimulated engine revolutions. On the right, temperature and fuel. Between the clocks, a large readable LCD display of the onboard computer with all information. You probably noticed the low MPG. Going to the place where I was recording the video, I was riding in sport mode, very often speeding up to show you the best and worst results of fuel consumption. I always try to be the most objective and present in cars that are tested in the most reliable way. Take a look, the best previous result is 77 mpg, so do not be worried when getting this car. It should be remembered, however, that in order to achieve a good MPG result, you first need to know how to use a hybrid drive, and several conditions that must be met in order to be able to fully enjoy this drive. More details on how to drive and use hybrid drive will be available in a separate video in the oncoming weeks. So with that said, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. As usual, I have no objections to the steering wheel, but also, as usual, I miss some aluminium or chrome additives in these places. On the doors are a very comfortable and soft armrest. Here is a very thick layer of foam under this material. A really good job. Very nicely and carefully designed thread, the thread deserves attention. I would not be myself if I did not criticize something. So, with that said, it seems to me that the screen of the multimedia system is a little too big in relation to the interior of the vehicle. If I was short and sitting in the lowest position, the upper part of the screen would gently overlap the edge of the front window. And this is how it looks from my point of view. The interior mirror with very good visibility to the back, but also for me being too large, from my point of view, I am limited by the visibility to the front standing in the parking lot, and a little bit while driving. Another minor caveat for exterior mirrors, the shape of the mirror in this place restricts our visibility to the rear. I really like the air vents with the addition of chrome which was missing on the steering wheel. Unfortunately, there was no chrome around the vents in the central part. Here, ordinary plastic was used. A very interesting panel for air conditioning. An all-in piano black, which can also be found on the passenger side dashboard. I will come back to the touchscreen for a moment. If these buttons were located at the bottom of the screen, it would probably be much smaller. A quick look at the top. Here, there are standard sun visors with backlight, but there is no glasses compartment. The storage compartment can be found here, under the center console. As well, there are buttons for heating the seats. It should also be noted that heating the seats works really well and very quickly. The tunnel between the seats is very nicely designed. We can also find piano black elements here. Unfortunately, the position of the button for changing the driving mode has not really been thought out. Paying attention to the fact that when I would like to change the mode when I am driving, my hand always catches the shift gear. It is just a trivial problem, but it does bother me. Then auto hold, electric brake, and 2 places for drinks. Unfortunately, when moving the armrest, you will not have access to one of the drinks. A similar problem could be found in many other models. For a change, the armrest between the seats is not as soft as the one on the door. There is a 12-volt USB socket in the glove box underneath. Unfortunately, the depth test did not pass. Let's take a look at the passenger compartment, and here it's a surprise because the compartment is quite roomy. It seems to me that the capacity is bigger than the one in the new RAV4. Also, the very roomy pockets in the door can easily accommodate a lot of space, and the most important in the interior of the Corolla is the front seats. The front seats are simply sensational. Noteworthy is a modern designed upper part and a very good lateral support on the whole height of the backrests. Unfortunately, there was no adjustment of the headrests horizontally, at least in this model. On the back, we find one source of light, unfortunately not LED. In addition here, we also have air vents, which is great. Very comfortable armrests with 2 places for drinks. The middle tunnel is high on the length of my fingers. quite comfortable headrests and one hook on each side. Once again, let's look at the beautiful design of the front seat. This looks really good. Let's go back to the road for a moment. Corolla offers 3 driving modes, actually 4: Eco, Normal, Sport, and Electric mode. So, driving in zero emission mode with the use of electricity. Of course, to be able to use the EV mode, the battery should be fully charged. The speed must not exceed 30 miles an hour. From my own experience, I can tell you that it makes no sense to use this mode because the fuel saved this way will be used to recharge the battery later to work properly in the so-called hybrid mode. As for the other modes, apart from the acoustic difference, Sport and Normal mode do not differ in anything. This is my opinion. The biggest difference you can see between the Eco and Sports mode. In Eco, the response to the accelerator pedal is significantly delayed due to the Eco driving, and fewer sounds will get into the interior of the cabin. In Sport mode, it's much louder and the car responds very well to the downward pressure on the accelerator pedal. At speeds of above 50 miles an hour, the car behaves exactly the same regardless of the selected driving mode. Only the backlights of the clocks have changed. Let's get to the boot. The capacity is 361 litres. Flat floor, no hooks, and one light source. Under the floor we find a repair kit, but it is possible to mount a spare wheel. After folding the rear seat backrests, unfortunately we do not get a flat floor. I do not like this gap at all. I think something's missing here. Unless I'm wrong. I would forget about the amount of space. The steering wheel is adjustable in 2 planes. The amount of space in front of the knees are about 4 fingers. Over the head, about 2 fingers. As I mentioned at the beginning, Corolla is a compact size car. So, as I say, sitting down alone behind me, I have not found much room for my legs. For someone below 180 centimeters, this should probably be better. But only for 2 adults, and possibly 1 child. In summary, the new Toyota Corolla is a very well designed hybrid car. A car with a beautiful silhouette and is also very eco-friendly. My average fuel consumption from the entire test amounted to 70 mpg. And what do you think about the new Toyota Corolla? Let me know in the comments. Judging my test, justify your decisions. As always, please subscribe to my channel and feel free to visit AutoStar Test on social media. Thanks for watching, take care of yourself and your 4 wheels. See you next time.